Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Apocryphal Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Friday Apocryphal and podcast. And boy, do we have a show for you today. Today we are covering 3rd Enoch chapters 8 through 15, and it's going to be fun. I have the books of Enoch complete edition, including 1st Enoch, the Ethiopian book of Enoch, 2nd Enoch, the Slavonic secrets of Enoch, and 3rd Enoch, the Hebrew book of Enoch by Paul C. Schneiders, translated by R.H. Charles.
Wow, quite a title.
Yes.
You know, I have the Old Testament Pseudepigrapha, Volume 1, Apocalyptic Literature and Testaments from James H. Oh, my God, fine. New translations from authoritative texts with introductions and critical notes by an international team of scholars.
Edited by
James H. Charlesworth.
With a translation of 3rd Enoch by...
Oh, my God. Hold on.
You got to cite your sources, bro.
You're right. I do.
Yep.
It's in here. It's in here. This is quite the introduction. New translation and introduction by P. Alexander.
Thank you, P.
Mr. Alexander. Let's just call him Mr. Alexander.
Fine.
Oh, actually, you know what? We don't know their gender. I just assumed.
You just assumed. Well,
P. Alexander. Yeah, I don't know.
It could be anyone.
It could be anyone.
Patricia.
It could be Patricia Alexander. I don't know.
Penelope.
Yeah, I mean, I really feel bad for anyone named Penelope, honestly.
Yeah.
But
you just lost half your audience.
Yeah, just lost everybody,
Yep.
man.
All those people named Penelope in the audience just left.
You know what? I apologize, all Penelopes. All right. So yeah, we have. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna have those 3. How tall are they? 4 miles tall.
4,000.
Right. That's
mile
right.
tall.
4,000 mile tall statues. I don't know if we're going to cover that.
Look, you have to climb up the 4,000 mile tall statues
But
and
that's
use
how
the
you-
magic to bring
down
the
the
sun
sun.
and the moon.
That's how you do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You need to go up there first to use the magic, though, apparently. It only works from that range.
I see Paul retracted his message, but I saw what it was.
I read the whole thing, Paul. You can't hide from me.
Yeah. Ooh.
I don't care, though.
I didn't.
Still a
so
nihilist.
whatever.
He wants us to make a video on the gates of hell.
Okay. I mean, sounds interesting.
Maybe
What,
after
are
you
you-
finish your suffering servant video
Yeah. Yeah.
someday.
It's been a rough one. All right. Yeah, so the thing is, these chapters are fairly short. When I was reading over the online one, they seemed like they were going to be longer. They were not. So I just added on an extra chapter for today's reading, because why not? They are pretty short. And plus, that last chapter that we added, Enoch is transformed into fire. That sounded like a cool one, right?
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we just went over some details about how the Shekinah went up and took Enoch with in a chariot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because God did not want his Shekinah on earth anymore.
Yeah.
So he took it, and Enoch came along.
And a
for the journey.
Shekinah is sort of like what? A divine
It-
force
it's
that's
like-
pretty big.
It's like his.
It impacts flies.
It's
I remember that.
It's the presence.
That was the weakest one.
It's his divine presence.
Yeah.
Like I guess you could picture it like here is like
It's protection from demons and other angels
like
and stuff.
if you're like
Do the
in light
angels
and
of
whatnot.
the presence hang out with the Shekinah?
They shouldn't they?
You would
No.
think.
Otherwise they'd be bad angels.
Yeah.
Either way, we can probably get started with
much.
today's readings with chapter 8.
You know, I was thinking about it, and there might be some relationship between the Shekinah and the Holy Spirit.
Interesting.
Could be two names for the same thing, or could be totally distinct things.
I think they're probably different things, but they
Yes,
are similar.
This is a Holy Spirit, but not that one, okay?
Yeah.
It's not the same one, I don't think. But they are similar in ways. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So apparently these first things that we're gonna go over are the gates into the heavenly treasuries.
Yes, and this is chapter 8, the gates of the treasuries of heaven open to Metatron.
Great. You know what? He deserves to get in there.
Yeah, he does. It's been so long. He's done such great work.
Yeah, he has, apparently.
Yep. So let me hop into it. Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron, the prince of the presence, said to me, before he appointed me to attend the throne of glory, the Holy One, blessed be he, opened to me 300,000 gates of understanding, 300,000 gates of subtlety, 300,000 gates of light, 300,000 gates of grace and loving kindness, 300,000 gates of love, 300,000 gates of Torah, 300,000 gates of meekness, 300,000 gates of maintenance, 300,000 gates of mercy, 300,000 gates of fear of heaven. Going once, going twice.
So there's quite a bit there. But apparently that's not even necessarily all of them. Now that's following one manuscript apparently, but there are some other manuscripts that mention the 300,000 gates of Shekinah.
Oh,
so and on the Torah one, contrast Deuteronomy 8:6. No part of Torah was left in heaven when it was revealed to Moses on Sinai. So that is an interesting one, but maybe it just means, like the, following of the law.
mm-hmm.
I'm guessing.
I mean, 300,000 of each of these gates.
Yeah.
So lots of gates.
It's interesting why it's 300,000.
Perhaps it holds some kind of numerical meaning. In fact.
Okay, so according to it seems like the alphabet of Akiba, 5,000 gates of wisdom were opened to Moses on Sinai, corresponding to the 5 books of Torah, 8,000 gates of understanding, corresponding to the 8 prophets, 11,000 gates of knowledge, corresponding to the 11 writings. The qualities stored in the treasuries, like understanding and prudence, correspond roughly to the qualities by which the world was created, according to, I think this is Haggadah 12a. By 10 things was the world created, by wisdom, understanding, knowledge, strength, rebuke, might, righteousness, judgment, grace, and by mercy. So a lot of very similar qualities listed there. But it is interesting why it's 300,000. We had 365,000 before, which I'm guessing would be closer to the idea of completeness, because that's, you have 365 in there, so it's a year, even though it's 365,000, but still, I think that one would be meant to represent completeness. On the other hand, these 300,000, it is interesting why it is that. Hopefully they have something on that.
No. Yeah, I'm looking for things. There's a lot on gematria.
As there should be, yeah.
And
I'm checking the introduction right now because they have a section on theological importance.
mm-hmm.
So I am currently looking for anything related to why there would be 300,000 of these things, like specifically, and not like, let's say 365,000 like there was listed before. Not of the same object, but at least numerologically speaking.
Right. Now, when did we say this was written?
Well, for this specific one, we didn't really have a great time for it, but it was like anywhere between like the 3rd century and like the 9th century, I think, right? I think it's around that time period. It could have been even later, probably not much earlier, but could have been later as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not sure.
there's a whole bunch of possible things that 300,000 could refer to. But I really don't have the time to look through
Right, yeah.
all
Look
of
through
them.
all of it. That's fine. We can probably
But
continue
you need to
with the
read
reading
all
then.
300,000 reasons why.
Now,
Yeah, right.
according to the Esoteric Collections 6, The Advanced and Complex Magical Keys of Solomon, the gematria of... Okay. He times Shin... Okay,
Oh, do you have like a little graph that you're looking at?
Yeah, but it's one of these Google Books things.
Oh, yeah,
where
gotcha.
It's impossible to read on mobile.
Fair enough.
All
right. No, that's fine.
okay.
We can continue on.
10
Hopefully,
times gematria of Ta and 1,000 times gematria of Shin. Okay. No. Shin...
So in gematria, everything has this. Every letter has a certain number value.
Yeah. Let me see. So the value of Shin is 300, I guess. So one would think that we could just find the gematria that's used. Okay.
Yep. Unfortunately, though. Now we should probably continue with the reading.
Yeah.
Since I can't even find it in this section here as to why it's 300,000.
Yeah, one would think that there is a reason. We'll figure it out eventually once we all become experts in gematria. Yeah, we'll do a gematria Hebrew Bible study. Lawrence will calculate all of the possible ways that you could reform the Bible using gematria.
I feel like that's more like it's up Landon's alley.
I think it would add way more than 3 or 5 years of content.
Way more, yeah.
Yeah, maybe potentially multiple centuries.
Maybe 35 years of content.
Yeah. Anyways, in that hour, the Holy One, blessed be He, added in me wisdom unto wisdom, understanding unto understanding, subtlety unto subtlety, knowledge unto knowledge, mercy unto mercy, instruction unto instruction, love unto love, loving kindness unto loving kindness, goodness unto goodness, meekness unto meekness, power unto power, strength unto strength, might unto might, brilliance unto brilliance, beauty unto beauty, splendor unto splendor. And I was honored and adorned with all these good and praiseworthy things more than all the children of heaven.
So, he already has all these amazing attributes, but now with these gates opened, he receives an abundance of them.
Yes, and that is the end of chapter 8.
Yeah, that was chapter 8. Wow, what a chapter!
So share it with your friends, family, neighbors, times 300,000.
Oh, you know what? Maybe, okay, so while we don't have the 4,000-mile tall statues anymore, it does look like Enoch is going to be enlarged. So we'll get something else enormous. Giggity.
Okay, Lawrence. Chapter 9, Enoch receives blessings from the Most High and is adorned with angelic attributes. Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron, the prince of the presence, said to me, after all these things, the Holy One, blessed be He, put His hand upon me and blessed me with 5,360 blessings.
Wait, what? 5,360?
Yes, 5,360.
My guy, I have 1,365,000.
What?
Let's see the textual note. Okay. So yeah, it looks like manuscripts are quite different here. So there's 1,365,000. There's 1,305,000. There's 500,360, and there's 5,360. So
Okay. So lots of numbers.
Yeah.
Let's
Hey, man,
figure
that
out
could
the
be
gematria.
Want to
Yeah.
guess between the lowest and highest of those numbers? I'm thinking of one. Go
so,
ahead.
So the fact that they have so 1,365,000 has the most attestations.
Mhm.
So I think that's the reason they went with that. Although that doesn't necessarily matter when trying to figure out an original. But I guess that's the one they're going with. Maybe because if we had like some other thing to base this off of, that'd be great. Like if I knew the actual, if I knew how like the number system worked here, I would guess that you would look at the values and think, okay, so like, are people more likely to add or take away from these? Considering the context, is it likely that one was like lost somewhere? Like if there was like a duplication, maybe they only wrote one, or maybe there initially wasn't a duplication and they wrote two of them instead of one. I don't know. So it would take a lot more than just this for me to know, but
Yeah.
maybe someone else has done some work on that.
Maybe. We'll have to look it up. And I was raised and enlarged to the size of a length and width of the world.
well,
Yeah,
He's
see?
literally the size of the planet.
He is the
Lawrence.
size of the planet. I told you we're gonna have something huge.
Oh, shit. And he caused 72 wings to grow on me, 36 on each side. And each wing was as the whole world. And he fixed on me 365 eyes. Each eye was as the great luminary. And he left no kind of splendor, brilliance, radiance, beauty, and all of the lights of the universe that he did not fix on me.
Wow.
So
that's a lot of eyes.
Enoch is quite horrific looking.
You're telling me.
He's a giant monster with 72 wings and 365 eyes that like glow.
See, wait, hold on. You also have 365 eyes?
Mm-hmm.
I got 365,000 eyes.
Oh,
Oh, that's what he needed.
that's
Probably worse.
that's even better. I guess if you're the size of the whole world, you have space for 365,000 eyes.
Why not?
So, okay, so I'm guessing here it's just an issue with multiples of 365.
Mm-hmm.
So
He's huge.
he is huge. Yeah, size of a planet, a bunch of wings, and a bunch of eyes. That is pretty scary. Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of Godzilla type shit is this? I mean, first of all, we have 4,000 mile high statues.
Right. But this is something else. This is even larger.
Oh, he is the size of a planet, and each of his wings is the size of a planet,
Yeah.
and he has 72 of them.
Yeah, I guess.
Wouldn't like
That's a lot of planets.
the gravitational force just-
Listen. We don't talk about these things.
Okay, I mean, but
Gravity is a conspiracy.
yeah.
Yep.
But I guess there's space for him in heaven.
Really just holding you down, guys.
It's really just holding you down. Yeah.
But how's Rabbi Ishmael even talking to him? He's
Maybe Metatron
Psychic.
lost these attributes at some points.
maybe.
You could transform. I don't know.
All right,
Did
That
it
too.
once.
That too.
You
He
can
can-
do it again.
Maybe you can transform. Yeah.
I guess more than meets the eye. Okay, chapter 10. We're moving on. Chapter 10. And I'll hand it off to you after this chapter.
Okay.
God places Metatron on a throne at the door of the seventh hall and announces through the herald that Metatron henceforth is God's representative and ruler over all the princes of kingdoms and all the children of heaven, save the 8 high princes called Yahweh by the name of their king.
That was the title.
Yes, that was the title.
Nice.
Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron, the prince of the presence, said to me, all these things the Holy One, blessed be he, made for me. He made me a throne similar to the throne of glory. And he spread over me a curtain of splendor and brilliant appearance, of beauty, grace, and mercy, similar to the curtain of the throne of glory. And on it were fixed all kinds of lights in the universe.
Wow. So this is obviously quite large already.
How do you...
But also, yeah, as we know now, that's not how planets work or stars.
Yeah.
But apparently he was so big that he was essentially he was the sky.
With tons of eyes and
also, yeah,
wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Mm. And he placed it at the door of the seventh hall and seated me on it. And the herald went forth into every heaven, saying, "This is Metatron, my servant. I have made him into a prince and a ruler over all the princes of my kingdoms and over all the children of heaven, except the 8 great princes, the honored and revered ones, who are called Yahweh by the name of their king. And every angel and every prince who has a word to speak in my presence before me shall go into his presence before him, and shall speak to him instead. And every command that he utters to you in my name do ye observe and fulfill. For the Prince of Wisdom and the Prince of Understanding have I committed to him to instruct him in the wisdom of heavenly things and of earthly things, in the wisdom of this world and of the world to come. Moreover, I have set him over all the treasuries of the palaces of Erebath and over all the stores of life that I have in the high heavens." This is where life comes from.
So this is it's really interesting here that you have reference to these other princes that are called Yahweh.
Yeah, you remember those angels that are like angel name Yahweh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's who it's referring to.
Yeah, even though it's not explicit here. So there are 8. 8 great, honored, and terrible princes is the translation I have. So yeah, while it doesn't say it explicitly, that is probably who we're referring to.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can hop into chapter 11 then.
Yeah, you can take off for the next few chapters.
Okay, great. So God reveals secrets to Enoch. See, those are my titles compared to yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot easier, huh?
It is.
Less lofty, though.
It's got a lot of power behind it.
We do have some manuscript differences in the last couple verses of this one.
Oh, do we? Great. All right. Rabbi Ishmael said, "The angel Metatron, prince of the divine presence, said to me, 'The Holy One, blessed be he, revealed to me from that time onward all the mysteries of wisdom, all the depths of the perfect Torah, and all the thoughts of men's hearts.'" Now remember, this is Enoch we're talking about, so it's not like a Torah has been written down yet. But there is, of course, the one in heaven, right? That kind of goes along with wisdom.
Yeah.
"All the mysteries of the world and all the orders of nature stand revealed before me as they stand revealed before the Creator. From that time onward, I looked and beheld."
Behold!
Which we do have beheld shirts now. You can,
Wow.
You can check on our Teespring.
Check it out.
"And beheld deep secrets and wonderful mysteries. Before a man thinks in secret, I see his thought. Before he acts, I see his act. There is nothing in heaven above or deep within the earth concealed from me." So, of course, he sees all. This is an all-knowing Enoch, apparently.
Yes, and I think there's a typo in here, but there's some manuscript differences. So I'm going to read this with the typo in it. A, B, and L say, "Before a man did think 8 in secret, I saw it, and before a man made a thing, I beheld it. And there was nothing on high, nor in the depth of the world hidden from me." Whereas manuscript C says, "Before a man did think, I knew what was in his thought, and there was nothing above on high, nor below in the deep hidden from me."
So, I mean, essentially they're saying the same thing, though.
Slightly. It's just that A, B, and L specify action as well as thought.
Yeah. Which I guess is much bigger. Because if it's action too, then you have knowledge of all future events.
Right.
Yeah. All right, that was actually chapter 11. So we can hop into chapter 12. As you can see, these are pretty short chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Enoch's robe, crown, and name.
That's the chapter name?
Yes.
My chapter name is God clothes Metatron in a garment of glory, puts a royal crown on his head, and calls him the Lesser Yahweh.
A lesser Yahweh. How would you like to be told that?
I don't know.
You're a lesser Yahweh.
Oh, thanks a lot, Yahweh. I thought we had a good thing going, but I guess I'm lesser.
Yeah. Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron, Prince of the Divine Presence, said to me, out of the love which he had for me, more than for all the denizens of the heights, the Holy One, blessed be he, fashioned for me a majestic robe, in which all kinds of luminaries were set. Didn't we just learn about that?
Oh no, that was the curtain of the throne. This is the robe.
Oh, okay. So, gotcha. All right. This, but it's so there's a real theme here, in which all kinds of luminaries were set, and he clothed me in it. He fashioned for me a glorious cloak in which brightness, brilliance, splendor, and luster of every kind were fixed.
Wait. Instead of the cloak, mine says a robe of honor. Way cooler.
That is cooler than a glorious cloak.
Delete that bot comment.
Yeah. Even though the name is Russian.
What does it say?
Porn.
But no, that doesn't say anything. But the name is Polina Yagovenka, I guess.
Oh. Thanks, Paulina. Your message has been deleted.
That is my grandmother's name,
Oh.
Polina.
What about the last name?
It's not that. Don't worry. That would be something.
Yeah, that would be, huh?
I'd be shocked, actually.
Yeah, your grandma's watching and she's linking weird porn websites to you.
Yeah.
Oof.
That would be really weird. I'd be very uncomfortable with all that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about luminaries in the cloak.
Okay.
So yeah, on this cloak or this robe, we got brightness, brilliance, splendor, and luster of every kind fixed, and he wrapped me in it. He fashioned for me a kingly crown in which 49 refulgent stones were placed. Each like the sun's orb, and its brilliance shone into the four quarters of the heavens, of the heaven of Arabat, into the seven heavens, and into the four quarters of the world. So these are very bright stones, and they're all as bright as the sun, I guess. Maybe are they as big too? No, not really as big. But at least not in reality. But maybe to them, it's as big.
Yeah, and 49 specifically.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got nothing on 49. Why is it 49? I'm gonna continue on with the chapter, though. It's almost over here. So it's shining everywhere in the heavens and in the world. He set it upon my head, and he called me the Lesser Yahweh, in the presence of his whole household in the height. As it is written, my name is in him. And apparently that is Exodus 23:21, which is that the revealing of... No, wait, no, that's not it. No, sorry. No. I'm thinking of the burning bush thing. That was beforehand. No, I think Exodus 23:21, was that just after the calf? I think it was just after the golden calf, right?
So according to Rabbi Alex Chapper, As the seventh multiple or square of 7,
Yeah.
the number 49
Oh, is it completeness again?
symbolizes the highest level of spiritual attainment possible for humans.
Wow. Okay, gotcha. See, that actually does make sense. So I'm checking, what is it, Exodus 23:21. I'm pretty sure it's after the calf, right? Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's before the calf.
Exodus 23:21.
Yeah. I'm currently looking at it here.
It says, 49 days after the exodus from Egypt, the people stood at the foot of Mount Sinai.
Oh, okay.
The Zohar recounts that the children of Israel reached the 49th level of spiritual impurity in Egypt.
No, okay, so here we go. Yeah, pay careful attention to him and obey his voice. Do not rebel against him, for he will not pardon your transgression, for my name is in him. Yeah, okay. So it's kind of linking to Moses there.
Mm-hmm.
But even though this is Enoch, and he was around before Moses.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's apparently already written, right? Because you already have some kind of like in this worldview, I guess you would already have some kind of Torah.
Yeah.
It's just not written down on earth yet. So it's already written in heaven. So I guess that's why they can say as it is written.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, on to chapter 13.
Well, they say as it is written, this is Rabbi Ishmael recounting this from Metatron. So by the time that Metatron is speaking to Rabbi Ishmael, Exodus is already written.
I guess, but like, why would, but you know, because listen to this. So he set it upon my head. This is Metatron recounting this. Set upon my head and call me the lesser Yahweh in the presence of his whole household in the height, as it is written, my name is in him. So I don't like maybe at the time that this is happening, Metatron, like if you do have this heavenly Torah, then I mean maybe Metatron. He's
already had all the gates of the Torah open to him.
That's true. So he would know then. He would know. So if he would know that, then it would make sense that like he would be making that connection, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, not a big thing there. Either way, so yeah, on to chapter 13. I'll do this one, and you can take the last two.
All right.
The crown is inscribed. Rabbi Ishmael said,
Wait. My title is so much better.
Oh, good.
"Oh, is it?"
God writes with a flaming style on Metatron's crown the cosmic letters by which heaven and earth were created.
Yeah, that's way better.
That is way better. You're right, actually. Well, now I don't want to say it. Rabbi Ishmael said, "The angel Metatron, prince of the divine presence, the glory of highest heaven, said to me, out of the abundant love and great compassion wherewith the Holy One, blessed be he, loved and cherished me more than all the denizens of the heights, he wrote with his finger as with a pen of flame. As with a pen of flame, upon the crown which was on my head."
He wrote with his ringer with a flaming style.
So,
So he went like this.
yes, it went like this.
Yep.
But is it an actual like flaming pen kind of thing? Well, it's his finger, right?
Yeah.
Which by the way, it's important to note this. I have covered this in the past before, but we have only 2 characters in the Bible that write specifically with their finger. One is God, the other is Jesus.
But they're the same character, Lawrence.
Right, exactly. That's kind of like a linking thing there. That's the importance of like in the pericope where Jesus is doing it. That's the importance of writing with his finger to link it back to the only other character that wrote with his finger, God. So,
Crazy.
yeah, right. But it is unfortunate that Jesus did not write with a fiery pen.
Yeah, that would have been a lot cooler.
That would have been a lot cooler. It'd be a lot cooler if you did. So yeah, unfortunately, in this translation, it's not a fiery pen. It's he's writing it like one would write with the fiery pen. So I don't know. In pain, I have no idea. The letters by which heaven and earth were created, the letters by which seas and rivers were created, and by which mountains and hills were created, the letters by which stars and constellations, lightning and wind, thunder and thunderclaps,
Earthquakes.
Snow and hail, hurricane and tempest were created. The letters by which all the necessities of the world and all the orders of creation were created. Each letter flashed time after time like lightnings, time after time like torches, each time after time like flames, time after time like the rising of the sun, moon, and stars. So, while he's writing, every single time a letter is inscribed, there is this huge flash.
Yeah.
I guess.
And it's very bright.
Yeah. Very, very bright. And these are, you can tell it's very important because he's writing down the order of creation.
Yeah.
Into his crown, of all places.
He needs to know it, so that thing that's on his head that he can't see is the appropriate place for it.
Obviously. Yeah. Obviously. Woo. Unless you want to call him like King of Creation or something, which he doesn't have that epithet. He has Prince of the Divine Presence.
The Lesser Yahweh.
Yeah, Lesser Yahweh.
All right. Well, then why don't I hop into chapter 14?
Yeah.
Hey, if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, then share it.
That would be nice. We would appreciate that.
Chapter 14. All the highest princes, the elementary angels, and the planetarian sideric angels fear and tremble at the sight of Metatron crowned.
So this list of princes, or this list of angels, now unfortunately there's more than 8. I was thinking, you know what, maybe these could be linked. They're not. There's way more than 8 here. But it's interesting how they separate this. So we'll get to the list and we'll talk about it there.
Yes. Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron the angel, the prince of the presence, said to me, when the Holy One, blessed be he, put this crown on my head, then trembled before me all the princes of kingdoms who were in the height of Araboth-Rakia, and all the hosts of every heaven, and even the princes of the Elim, the princes of the Elim, and the princes of the Tophsarim, who are greater than all the ministering angels who minister before the throne of glory, shook, feared, and trembled before me when they beheld.
Beheld!
Well,
So it's important to realize that those things that were listed were just classes of angels. Yeah, so Elim, Erelim, Tophsarim, classes of angels. The Elim are derived from passages such as Exodus 15:11, quote, who among the Elim is your like, Lord. The Makilta, de Rabbi Ishmael paraphrases this, who is your like among those who serve before you in heaven. The Erelim are derived from Isaiah 33:7. Look, the Erelim, sometimes translated their brave men cry in the streets. The angels, translated as ambassadors, of peace weep bitterly. So there are a lot of these, which are often translated differently, but it does seem like in this text they're being interpreted as classes of angels.
Even Samael, the prince of the accusers, who is greater than all the princes of kingdoms on high, feared and trembled before me.
Impressive.
Yeah. And even the angel of fire.
I believe Samael would gain an even further reputation in like mysticism stuff.
Yeah. And even the angel of fire. Angel fire.
Angel fire?
Yeah. I mean, the angel of fire.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. Did you have an angel fire? Did you have GeoCities?
No.
Do you even know what angel fire is?
No.
Oh, it's old school internet stuff.
Gotcha.
Old school. Yep. I bet Landon knows.
Probably. He like invented the internet. Did you guys know that? He invented the internet?
Spread that around.
Yeah. We'll spread this rumor that Landon invented the internet.
Yeah, right? That's a good one.
I'm not sure he would appreciate that.
No, probably not.
Yeah. And even the angel of fire and the angel of hail and the angel of wind and the angel of the lightning and the angel of anger and the angel of thunder and the angel of the snow and the angel of the rain and the angel of the day and the angel of the night and the angel of the sun and the angel of the moon and the angel of the planets and the angel of the constellations who rule the world under their hands feared and trembled and were affrighted before me when they beheld.
So, where it says anger for you, so the word itself apparently does mean wrath or anger, but in this context, it seems like they could refer to whirlwind or a storm of some kind, because we're talking about a whole bunch of natural phenomena, a bunch of weather stuff.
Yeah. Now we're going to get some deets about these dudes.
Yeah, we're going to see their names.
Yeah. These are the names of the rulers of the world. Gabriel, the angel of fire. Baradiel, the angel of the hail. Rukiel, who is appointed over the wind. Barakiel, who is appointed over the lightnings. Zaamiel, who is appointed over the vehemence. Zekiel, Ziquiel, not like Ezekiel, but Zekiel, who is appointed over the sparks. Zeel, who is appointed over the commotion. Zaafiel,
I think this translation is probably a little bit better here.
Who is appointed over the storm wind. Ra'amiel, who is appointed over the thunders. Ra'ashiel, who is appointed over the earthquake. Shalgiel, who is appointed over the snow. Matariel, who is appointed over the rain. Shimshiel, who is appointed over the day. Liliel, who is appointed over the night. Galgaliel, who is appointed over the globe of the sun. Ophaniel, who is appointed over the globe of the moon. Kakbiel, who is appointed over the planets. Rahatiel, who is appointed over the constellations. Those are their names.
So, aside from some translation differences, like you had some weird ones. So I have Zaamiel, who's in charge of whirlwind. Zekiel, who is in charge of comets. Zeel, who is in charge of tremors. That's probably where the biggest one lies. However, so you have like the globe of the sun and the globe of the moon, right?
Yeah.
So the translation that is used here is the orb of the sun and the disk of the moon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because the moon is flat?
Apparently. So there are some manuscripts here do have a disk, and then others probably have orb. Let's see, manuscripts A and B have discs, presumably in reference to the phases of the moon. And they tell us to cross-reference 17.5. So I guess if we are cross-referencing 17.5, no, they have globe of the moon.
I like how there's different angels for day and the sun, when day is just when the sun is out.
Listen. the day is the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the sun is just the sun. It's just there.
Yeah.
And they all fell prostrate when they saw me, and they were not able to behold
Oh.
me because of the majestic glory and beauty of the appearance of the shining light of the crown of glory upon my head. Now,
You know, what's the purpose of that though? Like if your light is so great that no one can see you, what's the point of even having like all the what's the point of wearing all the cool stuff if no one can see you wear it?
it's beyond me.
Like, yeah, we get that he's, great and shining, apparently. But like they can't see you exactly. They just kind of see a big ball of fire.
Yeah. This chapter I'm about to read.
Yeah.
Is it number 15?
It is.
15
Okay.
and 15b. Because there is an addition that's quite long.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which occurs in B and L, and they have differences between each other too.
Which, yeah, I do have that one as well, 15b, which seems to be the ascension of Moses.
Well, just normal 15 is Metatron transformed into fire.
Yeah, so let's talk about Metatron being turned into fire.
Yes. Chapter 15. Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron, the angel, the prince of the presence, the glory of all heavens, said to me, soon as the Holy One, blessed be he, took me in his service to attend the throne of glory and the wheels, Galgalim, of the Merkaba and the needs of Shekinah, forthwith my flesh was changed into flames, my sinews into flaming fire, my bones into coals of burning juniper, the light of my eyelids into splendor of lightnings, my eyeballs into firebrands, the hair of my head into dot flames, all my limbs into wings of burning fire, and the whole of my body into glowing fire. And on my right were divisions of fiery flames. On my left, firebrands were burning. Round about me, storm wind and tempest were blowing, and in front of me and behind me was roaring of thunder with earthquake. Holy shit.
Wow. So this is... He is literally just fire now.
Yeah.
Wings, nodes of fire and fire.
His eyes are fire and everything is fire.
And there's a whirlwind that goes around him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as freaky as he was before, now he's even freakier because he's a giant winged fire beast.
This is when he went up. This is when he went up with Shekinah.
Oh, no. This is when he was taken into the service to attend to the throne of glory and the Galgalim of the Merkaba.
Oh, okay.
And the needs of Shekinah.
So this is... So he took me to serve the throne of glory.
So it's like he has this ordination ceremony.
So he's already giant. He has this... this
because
ceremony.
he already had the wings, and now his wings are turning into flames.
Jesus. Okay, so he has this secondary transformation.
Yeah.
So this is not just him, turning into an angel or whatever. This is him turning into something completely different. This is just
divine beast.
terrifying. So So on my right, those who cleave flames of fire. On my left, burning brands. Round about me, swept wind, tempest, and storm. So I thought this. There's a note here that's pretty interesting about that. So burning brands. So note the attributive adjective is in an unusual position before the noun. This is perhaps the best of the variant readings, but it does not supply a fully satisfactory complement to those who cleave flames of fire. Should we read those who split firebrands or tongues of flame? And I think Tongues of Flame would be cool there.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
Yeah. But now we're getting into 15b.
Yeah.
Additions in both B and L.
Yeah. So this is going to be for me, it's going to be in the appendix here.
Yep. So, according to B, Rabbi Ishmael said to me, Metatron, the prince of the presence, and the prince over all the princes, and he stands before, according to L, Metatron, he is prince over all the princes, and he stands before. Both of them say, him who is greater than all the Elohim, and he goes in under the throne of glory, and he has a great tabernacle of light on high. And he brings forth the fire of deafness and puts it into the ears of the holy Chioth, that they might not hear the voice of the word that goes forth from the mouth of the divine majesty.
You know, it's interesting here. So Elohim has now become not a word for God like it was earlier.
Mhm.
So like Elohim started as just another generic term for God. And then eventually it or gods, and then eventually it became just now apparently at this point in time to this group of people, it is signifying a group of angels, which I wonder how would they take the parts, like do they also have to reinterpret the Hebrew parts for like where it says that, you know, God did something, but it says Elohim did something. So I'm wondering if this group would have to be like, oh yeah, those are the angels doing that, not God, which would be interesting.
Yeah. And when Moses ascended on high, he fasted 121 fasts till the habitations of the Chashmal were opened to him. And he, according to B, saw the heart within the heart of the lion, and according to L, saw that it was white as the heart of the lion, and according to both B and L. And he saw the innumerable companies of the hosts around about him, and they desired to burn him. But Moses prayed for mercy, first for Israel, and after that for himself. And he who sitteth on the Merkabah opened the windows that are above the heads of the cherubim, and a host of 1,800 advocates, and the prince of the presence, Metatron, with them, went forth to meet Moses. And they took the prayers of Israel and put them as a crown on the head of the Holy One, blessed be he.
So before we continue on here, where it says you had 18,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have 1,800,000.
Oh, great. And they said, Deuteronomy 6:4, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Now, according to B, and their face shone and rejoiced over Shekinah. And according to L, and the face of Shekinah shone and rejoiced. And according to both, and they said to Metatron, What are these, and to whom do they give all this honor and glory? And they answered, To the glorious Lord of Israel. And they spake, this is very different between the two, according to B, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord, to whom shall be given abundance of honor and majesty, but to thee, Yahweh, the divine majesty, the King, living and eternal. And according to L, Yahweh, the living and eternal.
Wow. Those are very different because one just asks a question, the other just says a title.
One is 5 words. The other is 3 lines.
Yeah, those are quite different. And yeah, it's interesting that in many of these, it's so different though. Like it's directly saying the exact opposite sometimes. Like the face of Shekinah rejoiced and was glad, but then you have that they rejoiced over the face of Shekinah, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Very different.
So these are really different readings.
Mm-hmm. Now, according to both B and L, in that moment spake Akatriel Yahod Sabaoth, and said to Metatron, the prince of the presence, Let no prayer that he prayeth before me return to him void. Hear thou his prayer, and fulfill his desire, whether it be great or small. Forthwith, Metatron, the prince of the present, said to Moses, Son of Amram, fear not, for now God delights in thee, and ask thou thy desire of the glory and majesty, for thy face shines from one end of the world to the other. But Moses answered him, I fear, lest I bring guiltiness upon myself. Metatron said to him, Receive the letters of the oath, in by which there is no breaking the covenant, which precludes any breach of the covenant. And that is the end of chapter 15b. Also, chapter 16 has a second title, which says probably additional.
Nice. So in that section, Moses joins the scene, although Moses wouldn't make too much sense in context at all. So
Right.
yeah, I can see why
It's just like this aside.
yeah. And the letters that he should be receiving are probably the whole divine name thing. His name is in me and whatnot. So those are probably the letters that he is going to get. It's interesting that is in there at all, and
we have a very interesting name of God that's used here.
Are you done with the Akatriel one?
Akatriel Yah Yahod Sabaoth.
Yes. So the name here, so Yahud is a pious substitute for Yahweh, at least with the Tetragrammaton. So Akatriel is here a name for God as he manifests himself on the throne. It is found also as the name of an angel, for example, in the Zohar. In origin, it was probably the name of a crown of God. So that's interesting. But yeah, those are all the things that we had to mention. Aside, we had a lot of differences between our readings today, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We had not just the number differences, but even who, at least with that last chapter, who is doing the action.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's that's interesting that there are so many differences there. But I guess they did these things in multiples of 365 or it seems like that's the only one except for the last one in 15b.
There's a lot of material in these chapters that potentially relates to numerology.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But because the numbers are different between manuscripts, how would you know?
Right, exactly. It'd be nice to have some originals, but they like to change things to emphasize one thing over another, or to that, I don't know. That's usually the thing that they do.
Yeah, in second Enoch, we just had him put on angelic clothing. Right. But third Enoch,
he gets two distinct massive transformations.
Yeah. It's pretty insane.
First, he becomes this huge, horrific monster the size of the planet.
Many sizes of planets. 80 times the size because of the wings.
Well, no,
those damn wings are so big.
You have the wings that I kind of view
each
as
wing is the size of a planet
because they go around the planet and whatnot. That's what I'm guessing. So you have him who's giant, and then you have the wings
goes to space
that go around it,
and a bunch of eyes.
Yeah.
So he becomes this abomination,
and then later on,
he
all
also
those
gets
things transform into fire.
But before that, he gets a new sick outfit.
He does. He does get a sick outfit, which is very, very bright. He even gets a crown that is apparently, it has 4 mini suns on it from the sound of things.
49.
40? No, not 49.
49 gems.
Was it 49 gems?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was... Oh, yeah, those stones. Yeah, you're right. So it was 49. Yeah, so the 49 stones, they're apparently... Oh, right. Okay, I got it mixed up because and the brilliance shone into the four quarters of heaven.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have these 49 gems, which they're incredibly bright as the sun. And then he would have there was a curtain for the throne and his own robe, which had basically the luminaries on it.
Mm-hmm. And all these angels,
they couldn't even see him.
Yeah,
they couldn't even see him.
They just bow down and they're afraid of him.
Yeah, and then he turned into fire just to be even brighter, because apparently that's how brightness worked to them.
And several different kinds of fire with whirlwinds around him.
Yeah. Really impressive.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't want to be this thing.
No.
Not really.
In fact,
Don't you want to be fire?
It kind of seems like he's been cursed here.
I'll burn forever.
That does sound like it sucks. But the thing is, his body is transforming into fire. It's not that he's burning. His body is fire.
Be burning.
You know, that Jesus guy never had anything as cool as this happen.
No. Not in mainline canon.
No, there's I guess there is a cool part in Revelation, I think, where he's like riding down from heaven on this horse and whatnot, which is kind of cool, but nothing like this.
Nope.
So who wins in a fight?
Oh.
Jesus
or Metatron?
Metatron?
Oh man, that's a really good question.
Death battle. Reach out to those guys.
And the thing is, if they're allowed to use like the extent of their powers, probably Jesus.
What powers does Jesus even have?
Well, listen, if we're doing the whole like,
he's
Jesus,
a distinct entity from Yahweh.
So if we're taking
they communicate with each other.
The thing is, I would think that God would probably give power to Jesus to win that fight.
Yeah, but he's given so much power to Metatron.
He has, yeah.
That literally the entirety of heaven, except for God himself, are terrified of him.
So, exactly, except for God himself. So if Jesus, who would have God on his side, probably, I would think, then
Jesus rides a donkey.
He does. He does ride a donkey at one point. But no, in Revelation, no, he does ride a horse from heaven. He does do that.
Yeah.
And although, yeah, it is pretty funny. Like if Jesus just has the capabilities that he does in the Gospels, then yeah, it would definitely. Metatron would probably win that fight, like pretty easily. But
he could turn water to wine and walk on water.
So yeah, those are
get some alcoholic feed.
What about Satan? Could Metatron take Satan?
Oh, I think Metatron
Satan?
could probably take Satan.
Yeah, probably pretty easily.
Yeah, because if you have this idea that that Satan being like this fallen angel and whatnot, even though not exactly, if you have that idea of Satan, yeah, absolutely, Metatron would kick that guy's ass.
Yeah. Oh, what about the Satan from which apocalypse was it?
I think
Elijah,
Beelzebul too.
What was it? Elijah? Was it Abraham?
I think it was the apocalypse of Elijah.
Yeah, where you have Elijah and...
Or was it Ezra?
No, it wasn't Ezra.
It was it was Elijah, where Elijah and
Enoch.
Yeah, so we've already seen that fight.
Yeah.
Except that Enoch wasn't Metatron Enoch.
Right. That was a different Enoch. That was just an angel Enoch. This is a much scarier form of Enoch. You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
He's on fire and all.
He is fire. He is fire.
Yeah.
Hey.
Because his name isn't Enoch anymore here. It's Metatron.
Right.
Different characters.
But
this makes me look at a show I was just watching a little differently, where they had a spirit of fire as the most powerful spirit, and they were like, it's better than all these angelic spirits, and they're like, yeah, it'll just burn them because it's fire. I don't know.
Reading non-canonical stuff is so fun. Not only because it's like ridiculous, but also
There's no continuity.
Well, yeah, there's that too. So if I'm thinking about like let's take a show like Supernatural. You have a character, Metatron, in Supernatural, but Metatron is the scribe of God, and according to the Supernatural canon, God chose Metatron to be a scribe because he was the closest one in the room.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't really care. But if you compare it with this, no, Metatron's a very special person that became an angel.
He's the lesser Yahweh.
Yeah, he is. Good old lesser Yahweh. Either way,
Yeah.
that is the reading for the day. Kind of short, but you know what? At least we covered.
You got an hour and 5. It's not
But
bad.
at least we covered Metatron transforming into fire.
What kind of stuff are we going to cover next week?
Okay, well, we have the Princes of the Seven Heavens, Metatron being dethroned, an angelic hierarchy. Oh my God, that's a list. That is an actual list.
Oh,
My God,
Chapter 18 is so long.
holy shit! Yes, it is, because that's the angelic hierarchy.
Oh, we're going to learn more about the Gilgalim.
That's something.
we meet the Prince of the Wheels.
Great.
Yeah, we were always curious about those guys. Like, they didn't really have a name for us other than Wheels.
Okay,
before
so
this.
it looks like the upcoming sections are going to be about each of the princes.
Okay. Well, that's
And
kind of cool.
There's some major manuscript differences in some of these. Like, to the point where... Which chapter is this? I mean, we might just have to read chapters through 18 next time because it's so long.
It is pretty long, yeah.
But chapter 22
Yeah, that's right, 22.
has 22b and 22c
Yep.
is of all of the manuscript differences.
So we'll probably we'll talk about it after the show. But yeah, it is quite a long chapter there.
Yep. On Sunday, we're continuing with Matthew.
More Jesus stuff. How exciting is that?
Not as exciting.
Eventually it might get exciting. Well, here's the thing. We're going to have to read essentially the same story 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to have kind of some, sorry, Paul, but your books aren't exactly exciting when they're letters written to some churches. They're not exactly exciting. So it's going to take a dip there. And then I think Revelation is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff in there. Apocalypses are just cool in general.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the show for today. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you haven't. There's a bell that you guys can click on to get notified whenever we go live, whenever we make a video.
Crack that bell.
Crack it.
Yeah.
Like make sure it's broken.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure the bell is broken. I don't know why we'd want that, but apparently we do.
The bell's already broken. Let's be fair here.
That's a good point.
You can get a T-shirt. It's right there.
It is. It is right there.
We're showcasing it.
Our Unforgivable shirt. And we do have the Beheld one now as well. I don't know why that's still not popping up, but it is there. I did check.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and you can check us out on Patreon.
yeah, and let's see, we got an Amazon wish list as well.
Yep. And we've got a Facebook and a Twitter.
Yeah. All links are in the description.
And with that being said,
We will see you on Sunday
then Friday,
for
then
more
Sunday,
Jesus
then
stuff
Monday.